Hello my friends, Mikkel Rena here. So in today's video, we are going to be making these gorgeous little cream acorns with a bright gold top. Now I absolutely love decorating with these, and I have them scattered all over my dining room table around my Thanksgiving centerpiece. You can use these for Christmas as well, and even Easter, I would say. So I found these faux acorns at the Dollar Tree, and they came in a pack of 10 for $1.50 Canadian. So I picked up 3 packs, so I have 30 in total. So the first thing we're gonna do, actually before I explain that, what I would recommend is not doing what I did. So I ended up using acrylic paint, and I found this color at Michael's in the color Vanilla. And I also mixed it with sea sand from the Dollar Tree. Now the color turned out beautifully, but I wound up having to apply about 4 coats to my acorns. And I found that the acrylic paint took a really long time to dry, and it's probably because the heat was not on in my apartment. So maybe if I'd put them outside, they would have dried faster. But I do know that later on with my Thanksgiving crafts, I switched from the acrylic paint to chalk paint, and essentially I only needed 2 coats, and the drying time in between was less than 30 minutes. But I mean, if you're not pressed for time, this works. But if you're in a pinch, I would absolutely recommend chalk paint. So all you're going to do is you're just going to hold your acorn by the top, and you can use a brush of your choosing, and you're just going to coat your acorns as such. So the other thing I would recommend as well, and what I typically do, is I actually start with the acorn cap. So I usually start with painting the gold first, but for some reason when I started doing these, I think I just got lost in the crafting and I was totally at peace. So I just kind of went ahead and started painting, and it wasn't until afterwards that I realized, oh wait, I usually paint the tops first, not the bottoms. And the reason that I do that is that you'll have less touch-ups to do if you paint the top first. When you paint the bottom first and you try to paint the cap, particularly the underside of the cap, you'll end up probably getting a little bit of gold onto the acorn. It's not difficult to correct, it just makes it easier if you do the top first. So here I'm just applying 1 layer, and you see how that is going on. And you can apply, I don't think 2 is enough personally. I would recommend 3, and then definitely 4 if you want a really, really solid coating. Okay, so now I'm just finishing up our last acorn in that batch of 10, and we've got 3 more coats to go. But I already have another batch, my second batch, that has all 4 coats already done and dried, and I'm going to show you how I paint the caps using this gorgeous acrylic gold paint. So this is pretty easy. You're just going to hold the acorn between your fingers and use a nice flat and small brush to get right around the cap of the acorn. So this is what I was saying earlier. If you paint the cap first, you don't have to worry about getting the gold paint onto the acorn itself. It will be covered up, but right now I have to keep a brush handy to do some touch-ups, because as I'm trying to get under the cap, I'm also getting a little bit of gold onto the acorn. No big deal, really easy to touch up. What you want to do when you're doing the cap is just pat some spots because the paint does kind of absorb into the cap at certain points. So I just really load my brush with a lot of the gold, and in some spots I brush and other spots I pat, and you'll be able to tell just based on the acorn itself. As you look at it and you're applying the paint, you'll be able to tell which spot needs to be patted and which one you can just easily brush on. And here I'm just doing a little bit of touch up because I did get gold onto the acorn itself, and you'll see how easily you can correct that. It's so simple. This is such an easy project, and again, you can have all of these done in a very short space of time. The drying time was the issue, but it will definitely be sped up if you go ahead and use chalk paint rather than acrylic paint like I did. I absolutely love these acorns because they're so versatile. You can actually use them as vase filler, and even with a pillar candle, I think that would look phenomenal. That's giving me kind of like Pottery Barn type vibes, but I usually use them scattered as vase filler, even as ornaments. So I've glued jute twine to the top before and made ornaments out of them, and this is just so easy, but they're so elegant. Look how beautiful that is. I hope that you try this craft and let me know how it turns out for you.